Hello, I'm Anand Naidu in Washington. The main story is brought to you by Al Jazeera. The mayor of Kabul, the Afghan capital, is refusing to step down despite being sentenced to 4 years in jail for corruption. Abdul Ahad Sahebi was stripped of his position as Kabul's mayor after a court convicted him of corruption. He was found guilty of leasing a strip of land in the city to a businessman for a $17,000 bribe. But Sahebi has told Al Jazeera he himself is the target of corrupt officials with a campaign to unseat him. Pakistan's Prime Minister says the military has completed its offensive against the Taliban in South Waziristan. Yusuf Raza Gilani said the army would now focus its attention on the neighbouring district of Urukzai, which also borders Afghanistan. 30,000 troops were sent into South Waziristan in mid-October. Sources have told Al Jazeera military operations will in fact continue there. A one-time prisoner at a former US-run detention center in Iraq has told Al Jazeera that al-Qaeda fighters indoctrinated fellow detainees and taught them how to use explosives. He also said American officials at Camp BUCCA apparently looked the other way.
Extremists had freedom to educate the young detainees. I saw them giving courses using classroom boards on how to use explosives, weapons, and how to become suicide bombers. For the Americans, we felt it was normal. They did not stop them.
The Zimbabwean President Robert Mugabe has been endorsed to lead his ZANU-PF party for another 5 years. Triumphant after his re-election, Mugabe said the unity government is short-lived and he plans to regain his hold over the country that he's ruled for nearly 3 decades. On Friday, the 85-year-old leader had hit out at members of his own party who have been arguing over who will ultimately succeed him. Police in Copenhagen have detained around 700 people protesting at the climate change conference. Tens of thousands gathered in the Danish capital to demand international action to combat carbon emissions. Inside the conference, there have been divisions over whether the richer or the poorer nations should shoulder the financial burden of fighting climate change. Those are the top stories. Don't forget you can keep up to date with all the news on our website, and you'll find that at aljazeera.net/English.